Hello and good afternoon, and this is take 2. I hope you didn't pick up on take 1. I'm not sure the streaming software worked, which was why I'm back. Anyway, welcome to another Friday Spiritual Lecture, and this week, we do seem to be live. I think I'm working. Hello. It's Mercury retrograde. I should not be surprised that there are any problems at all with technology. So, hello. For the umpteenth time, I'm back for another Friday Spiritual Lecture. And thank you for joining me here. So, this week we have been working with the motto of I embrace change fearlessly. And what can we say about change? It is life. I think that's all we can say. There is the fact that we are living is proof that change is constant. We can't avoid it. We can't step away from it. It is who we are. It is how we live. It is the gift that actually means that we can live. So, if it's always with us, how then do we face it? We have two choices. We can either face change, worrying about every moment, wondering if the next second is going to bring disaster into our lives. Or we can say, I'm changing, and embrace change, and love it, and step into our future fearlessly. And of course, change has always been with us. And, when we're children, if you think back to being a child, change was exciting. It was a new adventure. It was something different. It was a new place to explore, a new place within us to explore. How excited we were when we learned something new, when we could go to our parents and say, look, I just learned this. We embraced learning, we embraced education and wisdom and becoming more. Everything was exciting. And now as adults, I think we get so wrapped up in the fear-based communications from media, from government, from other people, that we stop loving change and we start trying to hold it and keep it still and say, well, you can't move. I used to work with a guy, or for a guy, and his motto was always, oh, well, I know these people do a terrible job, but at least I know they do a terrible job. Wasn't willing to employ somebody new to see if they could actually be better. And this is the sort of nonsensical thing that we do with change. We say where I am is okay. I know where I am. It may not be the best state that I could be in. It may not be, perfection, but what if I change and the next thing is worse? Is that really a way to live life? Is that really a way to experience this amazing life that we have? It's not. Yes, things can get worse, but things can also get better. And one of the things we're saying when we say, oh, but it could get worse, is we're saying, I don't trust the universe. We're saying, I'm not capable of creating change in my life that is positive. And yes, what has happened is that, especially over the past few years, we have been given signals, told again and again, not by the universe, but by the people around us, by society, that we don't have the strength to cope with something new, that we've got to have systems around us that will keep us safe, because we can't trust our own bodies. We can't trust ourselves not to do something. We can't trust ourselves to be sensible, in all this. And if you think it's been at least 5 years of constant messages of how appalling we are, how weak we are, how disempowered, how sinful and corrupt, Is it any wonder then that, we look at change and we go, but no one's told me how I should change. No one's indicated to me what my next step will be. And so we sit back and we wait and we go, well, when I'm given the next signpost, then I'll change. But it'll be okay because someone's taking care of me. Well, yes, someone is taking care of us. That's the universe. Not the people around us, not the systems here built on Earth. They are not taking care of us, unless you've got a very, very loving relationship or so. But it is the universe that is taking care of us. And we've had our attention pulled away from that connection, away from that trust, to say, no, you have to come back. It's like I'm being reminded of, rather than saying I trust my own body, I have to go to a doctor. A doctor will sort it for me. This is the equivalent here. The universe being our body and all the systems we built around us being the doctor. We need to stop running to the doctor, and we need to actually come back to ourselves and come back to the relationship that we have with the universe that loves us so much. And we need to come back to the ability to breathe with change. Of course, it's utterly terrifying when you're holding your breath and saying, but if things change, it's going to be worse. Whereas actually, if we can breathe in the new and breathe out the old, we'll find that we can flow so much easier with new situations as they arise. Because if we breathe in a situation and we say, right, I've got to stay here, we're actually not making room for things to flow through again. We can't possibly do that. We have to allow ourselves to recognize that nothing is permanent, and that where we are now is not where we will be in 1 second. This is how quickly life changes. It is a constant. So we have to come back into the trust, and also come back into our sense of self-empowerment. The future isn't just something that flows in, without our input. It is created by us. Every single one of us is a creator. We have this phenomenal, incredible ability to forge our future, to create as we wish. But the question is, how many times have you actually asked yourself, what do you want? Oh, this would be nice, that'd be nice. No, what do you want? What do you really, really want? What do you dream of? Nail it down, find it, but also allow it to change as you change. But if we don't start dreaming, if we don't start thinking about what it is that we want to create and then work with other people to create that, we don't build strength just in isolation. Like I'm being shown that beautiful, it's that mad tower in Spain they build with people that, they climb up higher and higher on top of each other until they've made this incredible peak. Each person is standing high because of the community that they have built around them. And again, we've been taught to isolate, we've been taught to pull back, don't trust people. And it again, nowadays, it is still a constant message. You pick up any newspaper, pick up any media, it'll tell you about, it's scary out there. It's not scary out there. It really isn't. If you go out there with an attitude of peace and of love and connection, that's what you will draw in, and that's what you will create. You've just forgotten how incredibly, phenomenally powerful you are. And when you begin to remember that, the future is no longer scary. Because A, you have the universe on side who loves you unconditionally. And B, you know that you have the power to create your future, to create the change that you want. Don't ever build your future out of fear, though. Build it because it's something that resonates with you, something that feels right. Because if we build from fear, we're just stepping back into the fear-based world just from another entrance. So feel that strength within you, and feel that passion. And know that also there are no wrong turns. If you try something, you experiment on something, you have fun with it, you play with it, and it wasn't meant to be for the rest of your life, that's okay. Just come back to you and then take another avenue. There are millions and millions of avenues that we can take. And we're not here to sort of plow on through one line and say, this is it, this is where I've got to be. We're actually there to explore all these paths, to find out, what a beautiful image, to become the tree. The tree doesn't just have one trunk. Well, it has one trunk, but it doesn't have just one. It's not straight up and that's it. It's got all these amazing branches that come off, and out of that they've got the leaves and the flowers. And we want to be like a tree. Just keep expanding bigger and bigger and bigger. And like a tree, the more you trust in the universe, the more you trust in your grounding, the more you trust in this earth, the bigger you can get. So it's all there for us. We've just got to make a choice to go that way. So there you go. But it was much better than my first video. So let's bring some lovely light language through. And it's going to help us to trust, to flow with change, knowing that at the same time we have the power to shape it. Okay, so sit back, relax, enjoy it. Wow, rumbatiyar kasujara sintiasiata. Kamorash nikuitora hati kekera matasi. Janaro titkoranda. Eshtia natata yutusia. Kanuart kishnamar shokuara siti janna tateyo. Danaro tukurkuar mashkeza. Kiara tetetishichu kumarnda keora sindia. Maar betitu tasno totores sulte situkas watu erend kamarete koyata. Tajite taniaro tonska. Morariti dan orang te kijurashe satadayite totomara orang datite si. Chane ora shinke yoju kurend kajnara. Si tieta te si jurashe parandate error. Karadate si. Mojinguaro, coran, da corasiti ceta roșa soa, tarăretus niasitu, coja tosa. Roji daro și sia tietisa, tanarare, coran da kai cora, kiske aranski sinia, tatatoia. Maroshi, maroda și suia tu cuscaro coran da caia, tani cici cora, secora, marteja. Tatatiora, tonara sikukara. Now reminding us that warushes nyatatasi are tutushna sakarayete tanara tetsitsio karozia. If we could remember our birth, our soul birth, maoran chichichikore, koran shkisaya, tarishkora, tadimoran dikora makarora dinjetatasia. If we could remember our soul birth, that moment we would remember being in the cradle of the universe. And we remember being raised also in the bosom of the universe, like the most divine, beautiful, loving family. One of the reasons that we fear change is because we worry that if we go wrong, we will no longer be loved. But the universe says they're always loved. Tanidar, sungar martete. Tanyaro cura disse, tarandesi. Canadaran qua, caranda koja. Tanisuero, totor kaji. Camaradesa. Morambija tuara, carndo cor. Chanyaro to si aratasi. You seem to think that this birth here into what you consider to be a painful environment is the real us. But when we come back to that beautiful birth, then we know who we are. Tadishera, tamasi, tarisia, marumboarangwaran, takasi. And we have to remember this truth and embrace it. And then we are able to stand tall in who we are. And I'm just going to sit here for a moment and just send to you the love of the universe, the energy that is coming through. As the universe says, when you know you are loved, you know you can do no wrong. And you know that each step forward, you will still be loved. And you have no need to fear that the love will be taken from you. It is eternal, as are you. So I hope that that message will help you embrace your future in an empowered way, creating from your heart. And I thank you for being here with me. And I look forward to being back with you another Friday. But until then, I send you so many light blessings and the love of the universe. Bye-bye.